Despite Raspberry Pi's guarantees, supply levels of the popular single-board computers have run out, and resellers are profiting. As the Raspberry Pi single-board computer family celebrates its 10th anniversary, the $35 goal price range appears to be in jeopardy, with some merchants marking components up to twice their regular selling price due to supply shortages. On the 29th of February 2012, the initial Raspberry Pi Model B single-board computer, with its single-core CPU, 256 MB of RAM, and a 26-pin general-purpose input-output (GPIO) interface, went on sale and quickly sold out, causing some resellers' websites to fail. Numerous updates to the current Raspberry Pi 4 with quad-core CPU and up to 8 GB of RAM have further enhanced its appeal in the years afterwards, especially given the entry point for the full-size devices has stayed around $35 for the past decade. However, the semiconductor and larger electronics industry's persistent supply chain challenges have made maintaining that pricing point difficult. Late last year, Raspberry Pi announced its first-ever price increase when it increased the price of the Raspberry Pi for Model B 2 GB from $35 to $45 a year and a half after it was reduced to $35 to replace the 1 GB model as the family's entry-level model. Despite Raspberry Pi's guarantees, consumers have finding the Raspberry Pi 4 series to be increasingly difficult to come by, and at far higher retail costs than planned. Flup, a self-described hacker, brought attention to the problem earlier this week with a tweet displaying the Raspberry Pi for Model B 4 GB for €119.95, about $136, more than triple its lowest price in the previous year. Price checker Camel's data backs up Flup's findings. The Raspberry Pi for Model B 2 GB, which had a $35 RRP before being raised to $45, hit a third-party reseller high of $159.99 in January this year before dropping back to a still high $118.98. The 4 GB model, with a $55 RRP, hit a high of $219.96.